Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in today for another AMA here on the Polygon Discord. Today, we are speaking with a really exciting project called Kromatika, and we have Fred with us here today from the Kromatika team to talk with us all about it. How are you doing today, Fred?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How about you?
Great, thanks. Really excited to have you here and talk about Chromatica with the Polygon community. But before we get into that, I think it'd be great if you could just introduce yourself, tell us a bit about who you are, what's your backstory, what got you into crypto, and ultimately involved with working on Chromatica.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, I would like to greet everyone. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining this AMA session. I am McFred, and I'm a member of the Chromatica Engineering Guild. I have been involved in many aspects of the development of the protocol, front and back end, and etc. How I got into crypto? Actually, that's a very interesting story because it came by accident. I was aware that crypto existed. I followed the news, but because I'm software developer, I was participating in an internship, and which was related to backend development. And after it finished, it was proposed to me whether I would like to join a crypto project, which, to be honest, came like out of nowhere. And because it is an interesting space, I immediately accepted it. And that's how the story began. I worked on a project which was some kind of a bridge between Ethereum and Bitcoin services. And after a while, I switched to Kromatika and haven't looked back ever since. It has been wild, almost a year in development with Kromatika. Regarding Kromatika, Kromatika is a protocol which consists of multiple features such as aggregated swaps, gasless swaps, perpetual trading, and Kromatika's premium feature, which is called FILO, which means fees earning limit orders. They are basically limit orders, but they are built entirely different compared to other limit orders, which are market standard. In essence, Kromatika aims to become one-stop shop and offer a rich experience to traders. Kromatika is not backed by any company or entity, and now it is organized as a DAO.
That's pretty fantastic stuff. Sounds like you have an incredibly I don't know, incredible background, like very tech savvy. I'm curious, like, what is your role within the Chromatica team?
Um, well, as I mentioned, Kromatika is organized as a DAO, and it consists of multiple guilds. There is an engineering guild, copyright, signers guild, growth guild as well, and operationals guild. So I'm member of two guilds, which are engineering and signers guild. The engineering part, in more Web2 terms, I'm kind of, let's say, organizing the work, reviewing and organizing the core contributors of the engineering guild. On the other side, my signers guild role involves in, let's say, responsible operation of the DAO treasury. I'm one of the signers because the DAO treasury is organized as a multi-signature wallet consisting of multiple signers, and we all, let's say, try to lead the. We all try to follow the community voice and make sure that the DAO treasury is properly managed, simply put.
It sounds like you guys have a really unique structure at Kromatika. Really decentralized, lots of ways for people to get involved. I'm curious, why did you decide to go that route, and like, what do you see as the benefits of operating this way?
Well, to be honest, from the beginning, Chromatica was not structured in this way. There was the traditional organization of founders and management and etc. But as true Web3 project, eventually the path led to a more decentralized and more, let's say, transparent and more open source way. So all of the core members, which involves the previous founders, which have left by the way, all of the core contributors were kind of a true Web3 fanatics, simply put, and we all believed in the Web3 way of leading the project as a DAO in which everyone has a part in it and anyone can contribute.
That's amazing to hear. So let's talk more about, I guess, the mission statement of Chromatica and what kinds of problems you guys are trying to solve in the space.
Yeah, sure. Well, Chromatica aims to become one-stop shop and offer a rich experience to traders. Well, regarding the problem Chromatica is solving, Chromatica tries and successfully solves multiple problems in different segments of DeFi. Most notably, it helps avoiding paying gas fees with the gasless feature. It gives best swap quotes because of advanced liquidity aggregation. It offers one of the lowest fees on the perpetual platform. And also it helps avoiding front-running attacks, slippage, and offers earning fees with the Philo system. How exactly this happens, I will reveal through the rest of the AMA.
Yeah, sounds good. That's definitely quite the innovation, the Philo system. I'm really excited to learn more about that, and just to like elaborate on how this all works on the back end. So essentially, would it be correct to say that Chromatica is a not is a Dex aggregator before it's a Dex? Like, do you, um, in regards to the liquidity users would be trading with, is that sourced from other dApps, or do you have your own liquidity? I'm just like curious if you could elaborate a bit more about how everything works on the back end.
Yeah, that's actually a brilliant question. And it would be correct to state that Chromatica is more of kind of a DEX aggregator before it is a DEX, because we don't have any liquidity. And I mean, Chromatica does not have any liquidity. And Chromatica actually sources the liquidity from multiple pools out there, but it's not kind of the regular aggregator you can see out there. The development guild, I mean the engineering guild, has taken the step forward and invented or introduced some kind of advanced aggregation system which brings multiple aggregators and goes with the aggregator that has the best quote. So yeah, definitely it's aggregator of aggregators. It's kind of a aggregator version 2 or advanced aggregator, if you could put it that way.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, you're like innovating on existing DEX aggregators. I think the Philo, I'm really intrigued by that concept. I'm wondering if you could elaborate on how that works. I'm on your website right now. It says additional LP fees on your filled limit orders, up to 9% depending on volatility of trading pair. Like, that sounds phenomenal. Yeah, if you'd like to explain how that works, I think that'd be amazing.
Sure. Actually, Philo is my favorite part from Chromatica personally, although all features are great. Philos are actually limit orders, but they're not implemented as the regular limit orders. Philo works on top of the concept of Uniswap v3, which is called concentrated liquidity. And it combines concentrated liquidity concept with the chainlink keepers for automatic, reliable, and decentralized way of processing the limit orders. So how does it work under the hood? When a user tries to place a limit order, he chooses a specific target price. He places the limit order at a given range because Uniswap v3 concept of concentrated liquidity, it uses ticks. I will not go into greater details so I don't confuse the users, but when the, let's say, price target reaches and there is enough volume and the price is met, the limit order is filled, chainlink keepers automatically and reliably process the limit order and get out the LP position. Because in essence, when you place a limit order using Kromatika, you're placing a LP position on Uniswap v3, which is concentrated liquidity. So if there is a lot of volume in that range, the LP fees earned could be even bigger than 9%. In one instance, we have seen almost 15% return on the LP position or the limit order. The average is about 9, if I'm correct. So regardless, when you consider the LP fees earned of the limit order, 99% of the times the fees cover the gas cost for placing the limit order, and even you end up in plus. So compared to other limit orders, they are implemented as delayed swap, and that involves a centralized, let's say, entity, which sometimes it could not be as reliable. On the other hand, there is Kromatika, which uses decentralized chainlink keepers and work very, let's say, robustly. And on top of that, you earn LP fees, which could be big, up to 99%.
Awesome. So just like for oh, by the way, if anybody has any questions, feel free to just drop them in the text channel. Discord recently added text channels to voice channels, so that's where you'll find that. There should be a little button in it, show chat, and ask any questions you want to ask. One thing I'm wondering if you could elaborate on a bit further is you mentioned the limit orders utilize Uniswap v3. So I'm curious, do the limit orders exclusively use Uniswap v3? And then, but if I were to use the swap with that, like what sources of liquidity are being aggregated for swapping? How do like I'm just curious, like is it unique liquidity sources then for limit order and regular swaps?
In terms of Philo, it currently it works only with Uni v3 pools, but we in the future the engineering guild would like to extend that and introduce any types of pools, not just Uni v3. And regarding the swaps and gasless swaps, all liquidity pools out there could be used.
Okay, fantastic. Um, well, there's a lot of cans of conversation we could go down. Lots to talk about with Kromatika. Um, I guess since you brought up the Chainlink keepers, I think Chainlink has kind of got this standard associated with them. They're like, everyone uses Chainlink. I think using Chainlink, people just associate that with a sense of security. Right? Because the most secure protocols are all using Chainlink. So I'm curious, just thinking of security, what are you guys doing to make sure people using your platform are safe? Do you have any audits, bounty program?
Yeah, of course. Well, Kromatika values security and regards it as a top priority. In the past, there have been multiple audits. Some have been internal, some have been external. And there is ongoing bug bounty campaign, which is running for many months now. One of the most notable audit that has been conducted is the one by Certic. And Kromatika can proudly state that it has achieved amazing score of 95 for the security category. Also, recently there has been a proposal by Heads Finance. So I'm not sure if you're aware with their concept, but it involves regarding depositing some amount of tokens in a vault, and their community of white hat hackers would try to find a bug regarding Kromatika. I'm very curious to see how that proposal goes through and how it ends up doing. Also, in the meantime, because we have developed a new feature, which is the gasless feature, we have been looking at doing more audits, and we are currently searching for the best audit out there. We are considering many protocols and projects to involve with.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And congratulations on scoring so high on your audit. That's very
Thank you.
impressive. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think something everybody always wonders about is when token. So, it's just the classic question. Do you guys have any token? And if so, what's the utility of it, within the protocol?
Yeah, Kromatika DAO has a token, which is called Chrome. Why or why not? Honestly, I won't indulge into that topic. I don't want to give any financial advices. I will leave that one to the community. As you know, do your own research. Utility of the token, well, Chrome is used for as compensation for compensating the keepers, chainlink keepers, and processing the limit orders. Plus, it could be used for voting in the DAO governance, which is done on snapshot.org.
Fantastic. Another thing I'm curious about is how you guys generate revenue. Are you charging any fees? Do you guys generate revenue? I know some protocols don't, so I'm curious.
Sure. Well, Kromatika currently has two revenue streams, which are service fee from the limit orders, and the second one is trading fees from the perpetual trading platform. There is also a possibility of swap and gasless service fee revenue, but it is not enabled for now because the budget of the DAO is healthy, and we want to onboard as many users as possible by offering the best service possible at the lowest rate. So there are possibilities, but for now we stick to these two revenue streams. If the community feels that this needs to change, they can always submit a proposal to the DAO.
Sweet. You are currently deployed on Ethereum, Polygon, and a couple other networks. I'm curious, why did you choose to deploy on the networks that you did?
Well, for Ethereum is the obvious reason. It's one of the biggest with the most users, the biggest activity and volume. Regarding Polygon, to be honest, personally, I'm very, let's say, excited about the future of Polygon, and especially because it has attracted a lot of industry giants, especially from the Web2 sphere, and also it's very innovative in many ways, and always tries to improve and get the best thing out there for the community and the users.
Thanks, man. I really like that endorsement. So, I guess I don't see any questions coming in from the audience, so I do want to encourage you guys, if you have questions, make sure to ask them. I am doing my best to ask all the details, but you know, I'm sure there's some stuff that I'm missing that someone wants to know. So make sure to ask your questions. And Fred, just so you know, if you would like, you are welcome to screen share and showcase anything if you want, but it's totally optional. Um, another, yeah.
Sure, I would like to demonstrate a showcase of the gasless swap and how does it work, maybe explain it a bit. But also I would encourage the community to ask some question if they have, maybe suggest some token to trade with gasless swap.
Yeah, JB is wondering, how do Chromatica's limit orders compare to those from another DEX? Like maybe we could use QuickSwap as an example if you're familiar with their limit orders.
Honestly, I'm not familiar with QuickSwap's limit orders, but I could compare to some others. As I mentioned, Chromatica's filo or limit orders combine the concept of Uniswap v3 concentrated liquidity mechanism and Chainlink keepers for automatic, decentralized, and secure processing of the limit orders. When you place the limit order, actually you're placing a liquidity position at specific range, and if there is a lot of volume, there will be a lot of LP fees for the user. So when the target price is met and the limit order is filled, because depending of the size of your, let's say, LP position, let's say if you have $1 million, there needs to be a filling equal to the $1 million. And if when the limit order is filled, Chainlink keepers automatically process the trade, and you also claim additional LP fees from the volume in the specific range. Statistically wise, Chromatica's filo or limit orders have outperformed other market, let's say, competitors, especially in the LPV segment, and also the processing time and the overall experience. As I mentioned, there was an instance of almost 15% LP fees earned. It was small market cap coin, but it was very, how should I say, volatile. And because of its volatility, it has earned a lot of LP fees. The average, I think, LP fees is about 9%. But regardless, 99% of the times, all limit order users end up being in net positive. They don't spend any money. I mean, they pay for the gas fees, but when you consider the LP fees earned, actually they're in profit.
Okay, we got a few questions coming in the chat. Rich Culture is wondering, why do limit orders stay unfilled even after target price is... Oh, okay. They're saying sometimes limit orders stay unfilled even after target price is reached on some dexes, and they're wondering if this is a problem they'd run into on Kromatika.
This is not exactly a problem. It's more due to the size of the order itself. But there has been instances in the past for other protocols which have unfilled limit orders even though the target price has been reached and the volume has been filled. I mean, the order itself has been filled. But they didn't process, or I'm not sure what they're doing in the background, but they didn't process that trade. Regarding Kromatika, there has been no instance of unfilling of unfilled orders. So also I would like to clarify here a bit. In order to have a filled order, there needs to be sufficient market volume. As I said, if you put 1 million of USDC to swap into Ethereum, or okay, not Ethereum, Ethereum is not the right choice. Let's say some small market cap coin. Let's take Chrome, for instance. If you put $1 million of USDC, there needs to be $1 million worth of buying or selling. It depends on what kind of trade you're doing. So the order can be filled, because in essence, you're placing a roadblock. This is how Uniswap V3 works. It's not directly specific to the protocol, but yeah. Compared to other instances of unfilled orders in other projects, Kromatika has not seen such case and automatically processes all filled trades.
See, I've never thought about this more much because I'm not a whale. Like, to be honest, I'm not a whale, so I don't really think about this much. But in
Me neither.
terms of like limit orders, like if I had a really, I don't know, a big limit order, like tens of thousands of dollars, it would it be less likely to get filled than a smaller limit order, just because of like things like slippage and trading liquidity, right? Like, would it make sense? Like, small limit orders are more likely to get filled than a big limit order, I guess, especially in DeFi.
Yeah, because the successful filling of the order is tightly related to the volume itself. So there needs to be volume. So with small volume, it means smaller orders will be filled. But if the price has surpassed the, let's say, the specific order price, it means that it has volume. So for big market cap coins like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Matic, or similar, this is not an issue.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
Rega-
for something that's like a little bit of a smaller cap token, where you your limit order, like if it were to get filled, it would cause a big price impact. That probably isn't a possibility. Like, can you do limit orders where you would have a price impact of like 10%, or is that just not feasible?
Actually, no, there won't be price impact because of the Uniswap V3 model concept, which is called concentrate liquidity. As I mentioned, other protocols uh, implement limit orders as delayed swap. But when you place it as a liquidity, there is no slippage involved. So Chromatica's limit orders do not have slippage. And when they are filled, there is no market impact.
Awesome, awesome. Learning new things today. I'm really glad to have you here, Fred. Another thing that is really important to ask that totally slipped my mind. Do you, in regards to tokens you can use on Chromatica, do you have like whitelisted tokens or can you use any token?
Specific to the feature, the gasless swap could be used with any token. I mean, you don't need to deposit any token. I will describe gasless swap a little bit later. Regarding the regular swap, also there is no need for token payment in terms of depositing or similar. For the perpetual platform, I think there needs to be depositing of Ethereum. I'm not sure. I'm not the perpetual trading guy. Regarding the limit orders, there needs to be a deposit of Chrome. So when you deposit some amount of Chrome, that amount of Chrome is used for subsidizing the successful processing of the limit order. In essence, those Chromes are used for paying on your behalf for the limit order processing.
Okay. JB, is there any airdrop planned? I believe you mentioned your token's already live, right? So I don't know. um, is
Uh,
any airdrops planned, Fred?
Before I answer that question, I would need to bring something to context. Recently, Kromatika has applied for Optimism grant, and it has been granted 300k OP tokens. And as a part of that grant, there is, I think, 10%, maybe 20%, which is 30k or 60k OP tokens, which would be used for an airdrop for early Kromatika users, which are related only to limit orders. So there is price distribution and certain price targets, but most notably, only successful limit orders have been taken into consideration. So yeah, there will be an airdrop.
Awesome, that's great to hear. Some kind of like liquidity mining incentive program, I guess. I don't know. That's great. I'm really happy to hear that you guys got a grant from Optimism. That's awesome. Um, Sala has a few questions. They're wondering if you could elaborate on your risk mitigation strategy and how to avoid exploits such as the one that happened to Mango Markets Exchange. I'm not sure entirely about the Mango Markets Exchange. I honestly thought that was a lending market, so it doesn't really compare. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, yeah. If you want to elaborate on your risk mitigation strategies, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. Well, Kromatika, most of its, how should I put it, core infrastructure is placed on a IPFS, and every smart contract is under the control of the multi-signature DAO. So let's say if there was a situation where one address is owner of the contract and that address has been, let's say, hacked, the hacker would have access to the core infrastructure. But because the contracts belong to the DAO, there is some kind of risk security management, because there still needs to be at least 4 approvals. So if one address is hacked, it cannot do much. I mean, the hacker cannot do anything to the contracts. Additionally, we don't own any liquidity, so there is nothing they can do in terms of doing damage. Additionally, we have ongoing bug bounty program. So if there's if there is white hat hackers out there, and if they found some kind of bug, they could gladly report it to us, and we would subsidize their achievement. Also, we plan to do a lot more audits to make sure every feature is properly done and have the best security possible to the community.
Cool. Thank you so much for all the great questions, guys. Keep them coming. Love them. Another thing, I think it'd be great if you elaborated on how the gasless swaps work.
Yeah, right here I would also like to showcase and screen share, but before I proceed, let me tell how gasless works in theory. I guess everyone has found himself in a situation where you don't have any gas fee money. I mean, yes, you're Polygon users. You don't need much Matic to pay for executing a transaction fee, but quite often, especially on Ethereum in the last bull market, when the gas fee is often reaching the $100 zone, at least personally, I end up in a situation where I don't have money to cover for gas fee execution, execution of the transaction, even though I have money in some other, let's say, token, let's say Bitcoin. I may have 10,000, I don't have for retrospect, but if I have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, but I cannot pay for going to go into stables because I don't have Ethereum. So you need to call other people to send you Ethereum so you can cover your gas fee money and the execution of the transaction, or you may need to bridge from another chain so you can cover the gas fees. And that problem has born the idea, has led to the development of the idea of gasless swap transactions. So they work in the background by using a relayer, which in essence pays for the user. So what am I doing? I'm trying to swap token A to token B, and the relayer pays on my behalf. But it charges some service fee for covering the gas cost. So actually, if I'm trading Bitcoin to Link, the relayer would charge the gas fee denominated in Link amount. Maybe it would be better for me to showcase and screen share how gasless works.
Yeah, definitely. I think that'd be great. And yeah, lots of great questions coming in, guys. Thank you.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah. Um, Rich Culture has a really good question. Do limit orders have gasless feature? Is that exclusive to swap?
Currently, gasless is only exclusive to the swap, but probably in the future we will do gasless limit other orders as well. There are some, let's say, technical challenges over there, because when you do regular swap, you charge from the output. But with the limit orders, you need to charge from either the output or the LP fees. So there are some kind of challenges, but they will be overcome. Okay, to be honest, the community is very engaged and active. Thanks for the great questions. Keep them coming. So before we proceed with live demo showcase, is there other question?
Yeah, I guess we can get to them quick. There's how many Crom tokens must I deposit for a limit order? Is there a way to know beforehand the exact amount of Crom to pay for fees for a pair which I wish to trade? Bit of a tongue twister.
There is no fixed fee. It is closely related to the gas fee at the moment. So yeah, you could be aware how much Chrome you need to deposit before you deposit. There is a suggested Chrome statistic which tells you how much Chrome you need to deposit, so the limit order can be filled. But it is not a fixed amount. It is a reflection of the gas fees.
Okay,
On the chain.
then they're wondering. Philo says no swap fees. Is the Crom service fee the same as swap fees?
Can you come again?
Yeah, so they actually had a few questions. So the one of them was, are the Crom fees expensive? And then they're wondering, Philo says no swap fees. Is the Crom service fee the same as swap fees?
Swap fees are only related to the swap, but we don't have any swap fees at the moment because we want to onboard as many users as possible. Regarding the Chrome deposit and limit order processing fees, are they expensive? I'm not sure. I wouldn't say they're expensive. It's subjective, but regardless, when you take in consideration that you earn LP fees with your successful processing of the limit order, effectively you end up in profit. The LP fees cover for the deposited Chrome amount and the gas cost. Almost 99% of the users are in net profit when their limit order is successfully processed. Net profit in terms of gas cost spending.
All right. I think we can get to your presentation if you like.
Okay, sure. So, can you see my screen?
Yeah. I just want to encourage. Oh, I want to encourage everyone. Make sure to tune in on the screen share. There's a live demonstration taking place.
Okay, so basically this is the swap section of Kromatika finance protocol. As you can see, there is just a regular swap over here. You could utilize Pro mode, which opens a chart for every token that you want to trade. And also you can use gasless swap. So how can we access gasless swap? All you need to do is click on this wheel over here, and you can see there is a gasless mode which is currently turned off. Also, you can set the slippage tolerance. By default is 0.1%, but you can set it to something more specific. So if you want to enable gasless mode, you need to click this toggle button. And as you can see, gasless mode enables users to send blockchain transaction without paying network gas fees. This is a better feature. Use it at own risk. This model serves as a warning that this feature is still in beta mode. There is a search for audit, and after the audit has been conducted, this will be removed. So this is some kind of a warning label. So we click over here, turn on gasless mode. There is another prompt to make sure that we are aware what we are doing. So we need to type gasless, and voila, gasless mode is enabled. So I would like to ask the community to suggest which token to trade.
It's totally up to you. We got someone in the comments saying Ethereum. That's so.
Ethereum, okay. So I'll use wrapped Ethereum. And what do we see over here? Switch to wrapped Matic or wrap your Matic. This message appears because the gasless feature does not work with native tokens. Ethereum and Matic are native tokens. They're not ERC20 tokens. Gasless trading operates with ERC20 tokens. So in order to execute the trade, you need to wrap your Matic or Ethereum. So right now I will wrap Matic to wrap Matic. And let's say I will use 0.05 Matic. One note, this happens only with native tokens. If I have USDC, I don't need to do this. But because I don't have anything on this account, we'll proceed like this. So I will trade all my wrapped Matic into wrapped Ethereum. Because this is a small amount, the price impact is greater than 20%. We need to confirm that we want to swap anyway. The fee impact is also greater than 20%. We need to agree. Once again, this happens because it is a small fee. So what do we have over here? The price between the tokens and estimated fees. So when the order, the swap is executed, the relayer would charge from this output token this amount. The gas fees denominated in this output token are 0.0000184 wrapped Ethereum. I will switch later to USDC because it is easier to understand. So what happens when I execute this trade? The gasless aggregator trades Matic to wrapped Ethereum and charges this amount of wrapped Ethereum. So it takes out from this amount to cover the gas fees. And I don't pay any gas fees. As usual, you need to give the approval for the aggregator to use your funds. This is a security measure because if this did not exist, any contract could access your wallet and take out your funds. So this is one-time operation and you need to give approval to so the gasless contract can use your Wrapmatic. Once again, this is a one-time thing. So now we wait the transaction to be successfully submitted to the Polygon blockchain. Maybe we should have gone with the USDC example because it is easier to understand for the users. Another thing I would like to say is that this gasless concept is actually used by centralized exchanges. Quite often you may have noticed that there is no blockchain fees when you use CEXes. And that is because they charge the fees from the output. The same way that Kromatika gasless trading is using and charging from this output token. In essence, you don't pay any fee upfront, or you don't use Matic or Ethereum to pay for the execution of the transaction.
Oh, I guess Polygon scan is being a little slow today.
Yeah, there is activity, probably.
I find that Polygon scan normally takes like a minute to record transactions or display them anyway.
Let me change my account then.
Thank you, Eurobeat. He's saying this is so cool, demonstrating the entire process live. Yeah, I think so too. Really glad to have you here doing this.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to participate and showcase how gasless works. Also, I'm very thrilled to say that you have very alive community and engaged community, which is proactive and looking for the right answers.
Thank you so much. It's great to see in a bear market, and gotta love having people like you show up. You're sharing alpha information, live demonstration, opportunities to get involved. It's really great to have you here.
So while we wait the successful submission of the transaction to the blockchain, maybe there are some questions that I can answer in the
Yeah,
meantime.
most definitely. I think, well, um, I don't know. I don't speak Chinese, so or read Chinese, so I don't know what your name is. But they're wondering. Someone was wondering if that you could tell them about the investors. I guess maybe, perhaps a better question would be, what type of community do you have at Chromatica? Like, what type of people do you see um, being involved? What's your target audience? Like, who do you think this appeals to?
Well, the target audience would most definitely be the average DeFi trader. I mean, average. Actually, it's more than average. The features offered by Chromatica can be used from beginner traders who would like to trade some small cap market cap coins, all the way to more experienced traders which use limit orders and perpetual trading. So the target audience in terms of protocol usage would definitely be traders, all kind of them. And also we have noticed that Chromatica, I mean the Chrome token is appealing to the investors itself.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, and then another person makes a great point that many people predict that a lot of money will move from centralized exchanges to decentralized exchanges this year and decentralized finance in general. I think we've already started to see that with a lot of the centralized exchanges. This person is wondering what kind of marketing Chromatica has planned to attract these users who are fleeing these centralized exchanges.
I may not be the most suitable person because I'm mostly involved in the engineering part. Okay, so I guess we have. Okay, in a short. As I said, I'm more involved in the engineering part, but I can say that the growth guys are hardly working and are constantly putting out their educational content, which involves video showcases, text showcases of the features, how to use them, and etc. There are few AMA sessions like this one with many partner projects and potential partners, community calls with some other community members. Also, there have been multiple instances of newspapers that have been contacted by the Chromatica team or the other way around. Another, let's say, my personal favorite for marketing would be the free gasless swap campaign. By the way, this is alpha information. Starting from Monday, probably, we plan to announce free gasless swaps until the end of January. So every gasless swap, will be free of charge completely. So we believe marketing campaigns like this one, free gasless swaps, could be very beneficial and attractive to onboard new users. Additionally, there will be more campaigns of this kind in the future, but the most recent one would be this one, probably starting from Monday. So keep in mind there will be free swaps starting from Monday. So right.
Awesome. That's some serious alpha. Thank you so much for sharing that. I just dropped your link tree, so all the Chromatica links are in the chat. While you're sharing alpha, and I don't want you to share too much alpha. Like I know you gotta can't share all of it, but people are wondering what's Chromatica's goal for the year. What's next on the roadmap? What can people expect from Chromatica?
To be honest, Chromatica does not have a roadmap because it is a more kind of set in a stone approach, and we would like to keep things dynamic and let's say, flexible because we are very open-minded towards community proposals. Recently, there have been many excellent community proposals. One of them being introducing gasless sending of tokens, not swap but send. For instance, if I would like I would like to send Matic to my colleague peer or send some other token, let's say stable coins. I would send the USDC to my colleague, but won't pay any network fees like Matic or Ethereum. So gasless sending was excellent proposal. Apart from that, on our build plan, as we call it, we plan to create multiple things. One of them is liquidity mining program for Chrome and Op pool. Also, we plan to create Chrome and Op pool. There will be a referral program. There will be also around 600k free swaps. Additionally, we plan to integrate with fiat on-ramp services. Moving forward, we also plan to introduce some kind of a gas refund program. Also, I forgot about the other integrations that we plan to do. We are also planning to integrate with bridge and cross-chain services. So definitely there will be an integration with some kind of a bridging and cross-chain bridging service and cross-chain swap aggregation. So that's kind of a plan for the coming months, but moving forward, there is a lot of ideas on how to proceed with the protocol. And thankfully, the community is very well alive, and they also propose a lot of good ideas. So can't wait to successfully deliver these features and move forward with implementing new ones.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. Another thing, Rich Culture's asking, does Kromatika have any external funders like VCs?
No, actually, Kromatika was launched by two DeFi, let's say maxis. It was completely fair launched. After the launch, community members have joined and participated in the development of the project. So no, definitely no VC of any kind. Just a regular fair launch.
Sweet. We are running a bit up on time, but I don't mind going over. I'm really enjoying this conversation. So
Yeah, we can proceed with the gasless demo showcase. The approved transaction has been submitted to the blockchain, so we can proceed with the demo if time allows us.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem.
So right now I'm trying to, let's change this one to 0.5 Wrapmatic. I'm trying to swap 0.5 Wrapmatic into Wrapped Ethereum. So 0.5 Wrapmatic would be this amount of Wrapped Ethereum. And as you can see, there is estimated fees. These fees are only for the relayer. So the relayer would charge this amount. This is actually the gas cost. So when I trade Wrapmatic into Wrapped Ethereum, the relayer would swap this amount into this amount. And from this Wrapped Ethereum amount, the relayer would charge the gas fees denominated in Wrapped Ethereum. So let me showcase. The transaction is being prepared.
So essentially, the gas fee would come out of the transaction rather than you needing to hold the native token. Am I understanding that correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's so nice not needing to always hold the native token.
So the main difference is over here. Let me confirm the swap. As you can see, this is the trade. We're trading 0.5 Vratmatic to Wrapped Ethereum. This is the received amount, which is in consideration with the fees. The fees are denominated in Wrapped Ethereum. And this is the minimum received amount. And right now we try to confirm the swap. My computer has been up for many days and it's slow a lot. I should go easy on him. So what do we have over here? As you can see, there is a signature request from Buy Economy Forwarder. The real layer infrastructure is used with our partners, Buy Economy. They are the providers of the real layer. So right now, McFred, which is me, my address is trying to execute this token. There is transaction gas price, some kind of statistics, transaction data, which are displayed. And right now, we don't see submit. There is only sign. So let me sign this transaction. What does the sign mean? The sign means that you give approval to the relayer to execute the transaction on your behalf. So it's not you who pays the money. I mean the gas cost. It's the relayer. And that's why there was a no confirm button. Usually when you use MetaSwap and try to do regular swap, there is a confirm button and how much gas fees you need to pay. The transaction has been submitted and let's analyze the transaction. My address is actually this one, 0.24 EB and blah blah blah. As you can see, from address is not the same with this one. So what does it mean? It means that this is the address of the relayer. This is the relayer trying to execute and executing the transaction. This is the contract. And what happens? From my account, there has been a deduction of 0.5 Wrapmatic. They are exchanged with 0x exchange proxy. 0x have returned some amount of wrapped Ethereum. This is the amount. And this amount has been split between my address and the relayer. And this is the amount which is needed for covering the gas fees. And this is what I received. So once again, the transaction fees still exist. You cannot bypass network gas fees unless the network allows it to and doesn't demand any gas fees. But as of now, network fees cannot be bypassed. What happens here is that the relayer executes the transaction on your behalf and charges from the output. This is the output, the gas cost, which the relayer charged. As you can see, the transaction fee denominated in dollars, it's 2 cents. The relayer charged 2 cents and I got 40 cents. So I guess it's a little bit clearer now. If you have questions, feel
Yeah,
free to ask.
I have a question. So, and I just want to address what Vinny is saying. They're saying I just made a swap on Polygon. The Polygon fees were 3 cents, and they shared their transaction link, and it looks very similar to what you did. And you can see there on the page you're on, it says transaction fee 2 cents, like decimal places of Matic. Yeah. So, but essentially, what's going on there is it's coming out of the trade, not your native token balance.
Yep,
Essentially. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope that clarifies everything for you, Vineet, because just want to make sure we all walk out of here understanding how Chromatica works. Um, but yeah.
Simply put, um, you don't pay any gas fees. You don't need to hold any gas fee money. The relayer pays on your behalf for execution of the transaction.
Um, and then Eurobeat, they had another question, and they say, sorry if you already mentioned this, but would gasless transactions be processed slower than regular transactions with gas fees?
Absolutely not. Actually, that is one of the unique value propositions of Chromatica gasless swaps. I won't name the other protocol, but other protocols have implemented this feature and try to batch the execution of the transaction, and they're waiting for many transactions. And that mechanism is not good because the swap quote that you see on the front end, on the UI, on the website, it's not the same with the one executed and introduces a security risk. On the other hand, Kromatika executes the gasless swap just like a regular swap. There is no difference in terms of speed, time, or anything. It executes just like a regular swap, apart from paying for the gas fee. Also, another thing I would also like to note, you can use any token for paying for the transaction. Every transferable ERC20 token. It could be small market cap coin, it could be everything. It's not limited just to Ethereum, Matic, or stables.
Sweet, sweet. We are quite over time. That's okay though. I don't mind. I'm curious. I just want to get to everything that you want to talk about, Fred, because I know there's so much to talk about when it comes to Chromatica. You guys are working on so many exciting things that are really improving the DeFi space. So yeah, is there anything that you wanted to highlight that we haven't already had the chance to?
First of all, sure, I could go on many hours talking about Chromatica. It's a pleasure to be here and discuss with your community. What I would like to highlight is that the gasless feature, it's a feature which, once again, you don't pay any gas fees, you don't need to hold any tokens for gas fees. All you need to do is just trade your tokens. There is a relayer who pays on your behalf. FILO, or fees earning limit orders, are, this may be subjective, but also it's factual. They are outperforming the other competitors' limit orders. There are LP fees, there is no slippage, there is no front-running bot attack, and they are processed in a secure and automatic way. The swaps are utilizing advanced aggregation technique, and you get one of the best, maybe the best swap quotes out there. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask right now, or maybe sometime in the future. You can contact us on our Discord, Telegram, or even Twitter. We will gladly answer your questions. If you want to contribute, everyone is welcome to contribute to Chromatica either on task basis or regular basis. Totally up to you. Chromatica has open sourced its task board. It's on a platform called dwork. I will share the link. So every task is shared with the public, and anyone can claim a task, successfully do it, and after successful attempt of doing the task, you will be compensated with Chrome. So feel free to visit our DWork dashboard. And if you would like to contribute, you are gladly welcome to contribute to Kromatika.
That's great. You just answered my next question: how to get involved. So, yeah, I guess what's the best way to contact you if people are interested in that opportunity? Should they just jump in the Discord and give you a shout, or?
Yeah, they can jump onto Discord, Telegram, Twitter. We have excellent community moderators and community managers who are available all the time. You are free and you can ping them every time. You can ping all community members or core contributors. Someone will gladly hop in and clarify something. If you would like, once again, to contribute on task basis, you can go to DWork platform. I will share the link, maybe in general, I'm not sure where. You can visit Kromatika's dashboard on DWork, and you can contribute on task basis or regular basis.
Sure,
All you need to do is contact us, the core team.
if you want to just share it right in the voice channel, that'd probably be best.
Yep, in a minute.
Yeah, I'm looking for it myself right now.
Thanks for the help.
But yeah, this has been a very, very informative session. I would keep you here for a few hours longer if I could. I'm really enjoying talking to you. But maybe we'll just have to schedule for a later date in Q2 or Q3. And yeah, thank you everyone. The Polygon community, you guys rock. So many great questions today, very engaged. Love you guys making this such a success. It's always enjoyable. So yeah, very grateful to everybody for being here today. Perfect. The DWork link is now in the chat. You guys are leveraging so many cool things. I love DWork. I love Biconomy. And I think you guys are going about everything in the right way. So I'm really excited about Kromatika and all that's in store for you guys. So yeah, thank you again, Fred.
Once again, thank you for having me, and thanks for the opportunity to present Kromatika to the Polygon community. It was a pleasure. Indeed, it was a big pleasure because the community was engaged and asked a lot of questions. If you have some ideas, suggestions, you can gladly share them, even questions. You can find us on our Discord or other communication channels. Thanks again.
Perfect. Yeah, and the recording will be live on YouTube, guys, if you want to like jump back and watch anything. And yeah, all the links are in the chat, so follow up with them on social media, jump in the Discord if you want to get involved. The DWork space is right there. Looks like there's tons of bounties, lots of ways to get involved. So yeah, this is one of the most Web3 projects in the space. So yeah, really fired up to have gotten the opportunity to do this AMA with you. And yeah, there's a POAP link in the chat if anyone would like a POAP, proof of attendance protocol NFT, just to commemorate your attendance here today. Share your wallet address in the form and I will send you a POAP. And with that said, I guess we're good to wrap things up. We've done a really comprehensive overview of everything and this has been tons of fun. So yeah, thank you again, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful day. All right. Bye now, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.